Yes, you guys, welcome back to another News Daily video. Now, yeah, I understand. The January window has passed. However, at this club, the news does not stop. So in today's News Daily video, I'm here to speak about 3 reports today. Here, the latest transfer links in regards to Niklas SULE from Bayern Munich and why Tuchel is after the player this summer. And for the other 2 stories, we're going to hear the latest surrounding Barkley and his potential future at this club. And we're going to speak about some breaking massive news in regards to our Champions League opponents in the round of 16 against Atletico Madrid. It's big news, you guys. It seems like Joao Felix may not be taking part in the game. So you guys find out why. And before we continue on, let me get one quick plug out the way first. If you are still planning on making a purchase for the new 4th special edition kit that just came out recently, then I'm your guy. In the description, you'll find all the links you need to find the stuff you want. And on top of that, you guys, if you use my discount code NINI10, you get a further 10% off your final order. So what are you guys waiting for? I'm here to hook you up. And without wasting any more time, we start with the first massive story today. And let's break down the news surrounding Joao Felix and why he could be missing out in our upcoming game. Earlier this morning, Atletico Madrid's official Twitter account did announce and state that unfortunately, Joao Felix has contracted COVID-19. Now, this was noticed in Felix's previous medical check, and due to this discovery, it does mean that Joao Felix will have to self-isolate for the next 10 days. Now, of course, this would still mean that, by the time he self-isolates, in theory, he can be in contention for the upcoming round of 16 game versus Atleti. However, with the type of virus that COVID is, you feel the repercussions after, and as we saw with Kai Havertz ourselves, yes, he came back within the 2-week period. However, it took him at least another 2 to 3 weeks just to get back to full fitness and full form, because it is a virus that does affect your respiratory system. Now, Joao isn't the only Atleti player that has contracted COVID. Players like Mario Hermoso and Carrasco as well have also contracted the virus too. Now, the reality is, if Joao Felix was to play against us in the round of 16 game, he won't be at his optimum best, and realistically due to this, he won't be featuring against us. So in a sense, Tuchel's luck does continue to grow. I mean, Joao Felix has played a very important part for Atleti this season. Since Atletico Madrid moved to a 3-1-4-2 system, Joao Felix has had the freedom to play a bit deeper. He's had a great relationship with Luis Suarez too. And of course, it's looking like he is going to be a massive loss in the round of 16 game. And in that sense, is this now advantage Tuchel, who, it seems like since he's taken over, the luck just continues to favour him. I mean, not only does he have a full strength team with players at their optimum best right now, it seems like the potential heavyweight clash against Atleti, in theory, may be slightly easier, but at the same time, you cannot discredit Atletico Madrid. They've shown over the past decade that they know how to perform in this tournament. They're one of the most difficult teams to break down, and if anything, maybe Atleti may be even more dangerous now, considering that they may be forced to defend even more. So, you guys in the comments below, do you feel like this is advantage Tuchel? Do you feel like we have a great opportunity to beat Atleti and progress to the next round? Or do you think that we're going to now awaken the defensive beast in Atletico Madrid and things could be even more difficult? Make sure you guys get involved. Now, we move on to another massive story that came out this morning. It's in regards to Niklas SULE, the Bayern Munich monster defender. And as reported by German publication Bild, it seems like Thomas Tuchel has turned his attention to adding SULE to our defensive ranks for next season. Now, what's interesting is that SULE is seen as an additional defensive option alongside the move to sign Upamecano, and wow, I mean, we could have an illegal, disgusting, ridiculous defense for next season. And it seems like this summer we are destined to sign some incredible defensive quality based on our defenders in our transfer list. So you guys, let's continue on, and let's continue on to our previous history we've had prior with SULE, because we were in the running to try and sign him, and this was confirmed by SULE himself, who said in a very brutal and honest fashion that when the interest from us came, it was a very easy decision to pick between us or Bayern Munich, because as SULE himself stated, Bayern were one of the top 3 teams in the world, and it was not the right time to move to the Premier League. One of the ambitions that SULE had for signing for Bayern Munich was to win domestically and to win European titles, and in that sense, at his very young age already, he has accomplished all his missions, and reports are suggesting that he is still open to potentially trying himself out in the Premier League. Now that we have Thomas Tuchel as our manager, now that we've signed some of the Bundesliga's best young players and we're continuing to scour that league to find more reinforcements for next season, you can imagine that SULE may have some very different ideas about signing for us now. Now, SULE has suffered long-term injuries at Bayern Munich, and at this point in time, his once indispensable spot in the team is not looking so indispensable anymore. Ever since Alaba made that transition, moving back to defense, Bayern Munich haven't really looked back, and even though SULE has still played a large part of the season, like I'm saying, he is not that same indispensable figure. However, with someone like Niklas SULE, this guy really is an extremely interesting proposition. This guy can play all along the defensive line. He's played on the left-hand side for Bayern, on the right-hand side for Bayern, and he's also played as a right-back too. And what makes SULE such a dangerous defender? Not only is he a monster at 6'5", not only is he's a real thick boy, you guys. SULE is the definition of thickness. He has ridiculous pace to match that too, and on top of that, he has great technique. He is very comfortable playing a long ball out from deep to find the wing back or fullbacks high and wide. He can play between the lines. He's comfortable receiving under pressure and playing out. He moves the ball quickly, and there's a reason why in Germany he's been seen as someone that is destined, if not already, to be seen as a world-class defender. And what makes him even better is his intelligence on top of his game. Now, one criticism that he used to get in the early stages of his career was that he used to go to ground way too easily. But now that he's fully mastered his physical capabilities, he's a defender that absolutely dominates the striker, and once he holds the ball up, shields the ball, or uses his body to win the tackle, that's it. That's SULE's ball. So again, we're being linked with some excellent defensive options. However, the reality is, does this potentially spell the end for Kurt Zouma? In a sense, he's indiscriminately lost his place in the team for no reason after being one of our most impressive defenders this season. I mean, that back five we had played a massive part in regards to the clean sheets we've been keeping, our ability to defend from set piece more, and our ability to score goals from set pieces too. Zouma scored 4 goals in the league, and he's someone that does not get bullied. He's someone that is commendable, and in a sense, he's been out the team from Lampard for the past few games, and currently Tuchel has not given Zouma a game right now. Is there a possibility that SULE is seen as the replacement for Zouma, because in a sense their qualities and physical capabilities are very similar? I'm going to pose that question to you guys. Do you feel like SULE is the right type of move we should be making, or do you feel like we're going a bit too centre back crazy? Make sure you guys comment below. Now, to end things with the final story today, it's in regards to our lone player in Barkley. This was reported by the Daily Mail, and it suggests that the club have not quite made their final decision on Barkley. Now, Barkley has had a very impressive start to his loan spell at Aston Villa. Unfortunately, he's missed the past 7 to 8 games, having picked up a hamstring injury that kept him out for 2 months. However, in the few games he's played, he has demonstrated his quality. He's got 3 goals, 1 assist, scoring a goal recently coming back into the team, and his understanding alongside Jack Grealish and Ollie Watkins, of course, he's really elevated how Aston Villa play in midfield. So the question now is, could Barkley be potentially getting an opportunity to show what he can do for next season? Well, based on the reports that the club have not made their final decisions on Barkley, there's a possibility that Barkley at least will get a pre-season to be able to demonstrate to Tuchel what he's about and what he can provide to the team. But additionally, you guys, from a purely cold business point of view, the fact that Barkley is performing, his stock is rising. There's a possibility that he could feature in the England team that goes to the Euros too. If that was to happen, the club have a very big sellable asset for next summer. The sale of Barkley could potentially be used to fund other signings for other areas. And the reason why I bring this up is not because of hate for Barkley, but it's due to the fact that next season, Tuchel is going to have some real strong difficulties in deciding what our final look midfield is going to look like, because not only is Barkley showing this form, Ruben Loftus-Cheek is doing the same thing, and on top of that we have excellent young defenders out on loan and still within the club, and we have excellent midfield players in the squad too. So wow, it's going to be a very difficult one for Tuchel. Who knows what's going to happen, you guys? And to be honest, I have to pose this question to you in the comments, and I'm really interested to see. If you had to pick 6 midfield players for next season, who would they be? And who would be the midfield players that you would sacrifice to make your best midfield 6? Let us all know below, you guys. But on that note, I'm going to wrap things up now, keep things moving. Thank you for watching, you guys. There is going to be the Spurs preview coming out probably around between 3 to 5 p.m. So you guys, make sure you stay tuned for that. It's going to be a massive one. I'm going to go in deep. Massive game tomorrow against Spurs. Come on, Tuchel. We know you can do it. You guys, on that note, I'm just getting a bit too gassed now. I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Lions TV. I'll catch you guys later with the match preview.